NFL Films picked up Bengals cornerback Mike Hilton on the sideline during their win over the Bills, telling the camera, quote, "We'll see you in Burrowhead." That's, of course, in reference to the Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead. Travis Kelce asked for his reaction about it on the new Heights podcast. Take a listen, everybody.
Getting everybody fired up. We are the loudest stadium in the world on record. 142 decibels.
Did you guys break the record this week?
I don't know. Maybe we're going to have to break it this week because a lot of Cincinnati Bengals fans are calling it Burrowhead instead of
Burrowhead. Whoa.
Yeah.
The disrespect to Arrowhead continues.
They're throwing a lot of bulletin board material out there, man.
Those are fighting words for sure. Absolutely. Shannon, do you like or do you have a problem with the Bengals saying this?
But the Bengals been doing a lot of talking. You remember early in the year, the running back from Oklahoma said, Joe Mixon, said, "We're the team to beat. It's us now."
Well, he said that just
like a month ago, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah,
right.
He said, "Hey, we're the team to beat."
He did say
and
that.
It seems to me that they should be confident. They are the defending champs, AFC champs. They are playing the best football probably of anybody, them in San Francisco, over the last 2.5 months of the season, Skip. So they have a lot to be confident about. Their quarterback is unbelievable. Skip, I don't know if you know this. You know who's favored now?
It swung back.
And why was that? So I want to know, did Cincinnati play Buffalo again and look bad? Is that why favored? Or because they believe Patrick Mahomes' ankle is healing and he looked good yesterday?
I don't know.
Did
he look good?
You know.
Doing what?
What did he say? He said, "I feel good." Did you see him walking?
Trust that? We're about to talk about
Did
this.
you see him walking?
Oh, he can walk. It's a miracle. Oh, now let's swing the spread back. That means the Chiefs should be favored.
You got to talk to Fox Bet and Seasons and all these betting houses that have had the Chiefs at 2.5, then had the Bengals at 1.5, and now the Bengals are back.
But remember, the Bengals believers can have huge impact, and it can swing from 2.5 Chiefs favored all the way to 2.5 Bengals favored. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people who believe in Mahomes and Andy Reid say, no, I
believe the line swung because of Patrick Mahomes' ankle. Now that they believe that Patrick Mahomes' ankle is better or is going to be better than what they thought it was going to be, the bettors have come back and started putting money back on the Chiefs. Therefore, now the line is swung back into their favor. So that's all I'm saying, Skip. Look, I don't have a problem with it. Trevor Lawrence said something very similar to that. Skip says he couldn't imagine it being louder than what it was in Jacksonville. But Cincinnati's like, look, we're a different animal. We're not Jacksonville. We're coming in with a more high-powered offense, and we're coming in with an outstanding and a better defense. So we feel that we can talk. But the guy that talks the most to me is Eli Apple. I've never seen in all my years a more average player talks as much as he does. And I'm like, why, bruh? You happen to be, it's like being born to wealthy parents. Bruh, you ain't do nothing. Nothing. Bruh, you had a cup of coffee at the Giants. You had a cup of coffee, you read the paper with the Saints. And you talking like you locking that thing down like you Darrell Revis. If I didn't know better, I swear he was Sauce Gardner, a Pat Surtain II. That's the way he talks. I'm like, bro. But other than that, Skip, I ain't got no look. At the end of the day, whether we talking, I was a firm believer in this because I talked a bunch. Whether I say little, I say nothing, or I say a lot, we still got to kick this thing off on Sunday. Now, it's your job to shut me up. Let me see if you can do it.
Yep. Okay, big picture, I do not have a problem with Mike Hilton or Eli Apple talking big, bad, and bold the way they do. It was Mike Hilton on the sideline at the end of the game at Buffalo who's screaming to the camera, not to the stands.
Right.
See you at Burrowhead.
Right.
See you at Burrowhead.
Skip, you know that's NFL film, so you know they're going to put that, you know they're going to put that out there.
He knew exactly what he was doing. And dancing alongside him is Eli, who then, I told you, went in the locker room and lit a cigar up. So he's smoking a victory cigar in front of the media in Buffalo's visiting locker room after the playoff game before the AFC Championship.
The divisional round.
Okay, the divisional round, not even the AFC Championship. And you said, I believe it was Monday, maybe I'd give it to him if they won the AFC and we're on the way to the Super Bowl. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even give him that one. I don't love this. But I do love
I
Cincinnati.
wonder who started that, because I don't remember no cigars being passed around in any. I don't remember cigars. Maybe I wasn't even in the locker room when they did. I don't even remember cigars being passed around. We won the Super Bowl. I don't remember the cigars, so I need mine.
Is it possible Joe Burrow started that at LSU? Is it possible?
He might have.
I don't know. That was one of my first indications of it. Here's my point about Eli Apple and Mike Hilton. They know they are speaking from a position of strength because they know it's all about the quarterback, and they know they have a quarterback.
Yeah.
He doesn't play defense. They play defense. But they're speaking sort of with him as their backup.
Right.
Because they know we got Joe Burrow and you don't got Joe Burrow.
Yeah. I've been on both sides of the equation, Skip.
Right.
When I was in Denver, obviously our offense with John, TD, myself, Ed, and Rod. And then I go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And now we're not doing a whole lot, but we're going to do more than you will do against our defense.
Okay, but you did know that you had Ray and company.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's my point.
Okay, so you got that to speak from. It's not like you're not sure about how good you are.
Yeah.
You know how good you are.
Yeah.
These guys know how good they are. Now to Eli Apple. He doesn't talk as much as he talks back because he's taken so much criticism in his career because he has been one of the ultimate. He's talented, but he is the ultimate cluer. He will jump routes like crazy. He's like Trevon Diggs is starting to be for me.
Yeah.
But again, he has been scorched so many times. He has lost jobs several times. That all of a sudden I was actually surprised he rose back into prominence here because they finally had to say, well, remember they had my little man Awuzie, right? And he's out.
Yeah, he got hurt. That's why he like it.
Okay, I got it. But all of a sudden he's in a prominent position.
Right.
And he was feeling himself because it was clear to me Buffalo went at him 4 or 5 times.
Right.
Tried to trick him, tried to bait him into jumping routes with some sluggos, and he stood up to the test. And he did not get beaten one time that I could see, and he actually made a couple plays on deep balls that were pretty good. Okay? So he's always lashing back. He's responding to. He's not setting tones. It's like he's been so pummeled on social media that everything is in defense.
He brings it upon himself.
I know he's already brought it upon himself. And remember, wasn't his mom very prominent, speaking out for him and defending him? And then after a while...
She be trolling too.
What's that?
I said she be trolling also.
Okay, all right. Well, after a while, she probably put heap more pressure on him than he even deserved to have on him in the first place.
Probably so.
Okay? So here we are, and here they come because they're like, hey, but Mike Hilton, I got to say, he backs it up, man, because he's become as good a blitzer as there is.
He be sneaking there. He be getting them.
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Because he had 4 hits on... Josh the other day. He had 4 hits on the quarterback. That's hard to do coming from his spot, right?
I think the thing, and Skip, look, these games normally come down because you got 2 outstanding young quarterbacks, and the game normally comes down to a possession game, and the team that makes the fewest amount of mistakes, and if you look at all the wins, the Bengals have made the fewest amount of mistakes. It comes down because going into the 4th quarter, the Chiefs had 75% probability of winning the game. But that just goes to show you that the Bengals doesn't feel that they're out of any of these games because they've always come back and won them. What was it, 37-34 or 34-31, and then you had a 27-24. So the games are always one possession.
All right.
One mistake will cost you this game probably.
Okay. So to your point, we're going to talk about this later, but Debo said, I think it was yesterday, that our crowd is louder than Philly's crowd.
Right.
Well, I disagree with that because I've been to many, many games on both sides of the country, and that Philly stadium is crazy loud.
I've never heard so many people talk about crowd noise in that I have in the last 2-3 weeks.
As you said, Trevor Lawrence was trying to be politically correct to his fans, and he said, I don't know if it's louder than our crowd.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, 49ers. Y'all tickets might be a little bit too high, so y'all might not get the loud fans.
I went to so many games at Candlestick. I know they've moved to Levi now, but yeah, okay. The Candlestick was a great dump, but it was a dump. It was a muddy, foggy dump.
It was, man. It was terrible, man.
It was terrible to play in and watch games in, and it was cold, and creepy, and all that. But you want to talk about home field?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, you had home field there. But the point is, we get all this crowd versus crowd, and is it going to detonate? We even had remember going back to the Giants offensive lineman talking about the Minnesota crowd. And I thought, is it going to detonate? Are they going to be even louder than ever? Maybe they were, but it didn't impact the outcome of the football game. So what do we know about Joe Burrow? he's cocky, but he's also supremely confident.
Yeah.
And it doesn't offend me the way he carries himself because he backs it up.
Right.
We're not talking about the Memphis Grizzlies here. we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, who did win at Arrowhead or Burrowhead or whatever you want to call it last year. Now, again, Joe Burrow is 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, but 2 of them were in Cincinnati. So only one time has he won at quote-unquote Burrowhead.
Right.
So I'm not sure it can qualify as if he'd won all 3 games. Okay. And yet last year, it did go to overtime, and they were down 21-10 at halftime, and they did rally in the second half. What was it, 17-3 in the second half in overtime? Okay, you got that going for you, but again, does that mean you own Arrowhead? No, I don't think you own it. Is it possible that Joe Burrow has established some kind of